when it comes to adding a ninth, it's actually easier than thinking about the seventh chords, because when you have a like a ninth chord, for starters, a 7 is implied, right? So if you had like a minor ninth chord, then you also have a minor seventh, okay? And the way to figure out whether it's a minor ninth chord or a major ninth chord or a dominant ninth chord is actually based on the third and the seventh, right? So you know how a minor chord, like if we look at maybe A minor, right? Then it's 1 flat 3 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you have a minor 7, then it's 1 flat 3 5 flat 7. So there's my G, right? So A minor 7, right?
Right.
So if we want to make this, like we just had A minor, now A minor 7, and we want to make it A minor 9, the third and seventh stay the same. But now we're just going to add a 9, okay? And you could get a chord like this. Okay?
It's not like a flat 9 or anything like that in the minor ninth, or?
No, it's a natural 9. And that goes for dominant, major, and minor. The 9 it's always a natural 9.
Okay.
Yeah. So the only time like that you would see a flat 9 would be if you were playing a dominant chord. So let's say I'm playing A7, but it's A7 flat 9. There's a B flat on the top of the chord. That's a flat 9, right? A to B flat is flat 9. So technically this chord, it would be called A7 flat 9. Okay? But if I just wanted an A9 chord, well then it would actually go like this. Right? A to B, natural 9. Well, it's a natural second, but add 7 and it's 9, right? The reason that you would like does that do you understand how that stuff works, or should I explain it?
So just to check then, A7 flat 9, that is also like a dominant 9, like a dominant 9.
Yes, but that isn't how you would name the chord. But that is what it is. It would be A7 flat 9, but if a chord doesn't specify if it's major or minor, like if it's A major 9, well, that's a different chord than A minor 9. But if it's A9 or A7 flat 9, it's a dominant chord, right? It's always dominant when there's no specification whether or not it's major or minor. Does that make sense?
And then the major and minor quality is determined by the third, right?
Yes, but when you deal with more extensions, which is what we're doing here, like 9s and 7ths, it will be a major 9 if it has a major third and a major 7. It'll be a dominant 9 if it has a major third and a flat 7. It'll be a minor 9 if it has a minor third and a minor 7.
Okay, so it's the combination of those two then.
Yes, they're called the guide tones, like Guide.
Mm-hmm.
The third and the seventh. They're actually the most important notes because they determine the quality of the chord.
Okay, so I think I'm starting to get a better picture then of kind of like the system for how these like extended chords are working.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, we can look at another example, like if we play a, like this would be A major 9, right? So I'm just, my A is open, but I've got my guide tones here, which is G sharp, in C sharp, right? If you think about a normal A major 7. And then I could put my 5th here. 5th is E. But instead, I'm just going to keep that. Make my root open. Throw B on there. And now it's A major 9. Right?
Okay. And then to kind of like, as a tangent to that question, then what's the difference between, because I've seen like C, like add 9 chords versus like a major or like a minor 9th?
Sure. Yeah, that's a good question. So 9 chords, like whether it be major 9, dominant 9, or minor 9, that always means that there's a 7th, right? A 7th would be included in there. It's grouped in because it goes like 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. Like every time you add another extension, it includes everything beneath it, right?
Okay, so it's just right on top of all the other notes.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. But when you have an add 9, it means that you aren't including the 7th. So if I wanted to play A major add 9, oh, sorry, I'm muted. I don't have a 7th in this chord, right? I'm just playing 1, 3, 5, 9. So here's 1, here's 5, here's 3, here's 9. Then we get into some every breath you take action.
So it means you're basically just skipping the 7th in the add 9.
Yes. So as well, like if we look at another example, like if we wanted to play like F sharp minor add 9, well, there's no 7, right? But I do have a flat 3rd now. So here's my root, here's my 5th, here's my 9, and then here's my 7th, or 3rd. And the reason I picked that chord is because it's the next chord in Every Breath You Take. Like, you know that song?
I don't, but
never mind.
Great song.
But yeah, right. And whenever you see an add chord, it's the same concept, right? Like if you saw an add 11 chord, it would mean that you don't have the 7 or the 9 in there. You just have the 1, 3, 5, and then the 11, right?
Okay. So what if we have like, if it's just like 1, 3, 5, you know, and then you have a 7 and then no 9, but you have an 11. Is there?
Yeah, that's also a good question. So like in a situation like that, like if we wanted to play, like it would technically be called A minor, like I'm playing an A minor 11 here. And there is no 9 in this chord, right? Because as we've already established, the 9 would be B, which should be right here. But I'm actually playing a C there. I'm playing the 3rd. So when, like, guitar only has 6 strings, so we can only ever play 6 notes at maximum, unlike a piano player who could include that 9, right? There's a lot more options in terms of voicings for piano players, but for guitar players, it would actually be quite common to not include the 9 because as I said, the most important notes are the guide tones, the 3rd and the 7th. And then the next important notes would be the extension, right? So in this case, it would be 11. And then the 9 usually would just be omitted. We wouldn't even play it. And this is actually a very popular voicing for minor 11 chords. And it doesn't include a 9.